Hello and welcome back. So in this video we're going to talk about the props again, but by now we're going to talk how we can use the props in the class component like this one. We know that to use the props in the app.js where we use the functional component is very simple, like we are passing some argument. Here we are passing an argument and here we are using that and there we are sending the data. So it is simple, but for the class components, when we have no option to add the argument here because it's a class, so how we do this? It is simple too. So first of all we need to set some data which we want to send. For example, this is a class com. So here I'm adding in a space and I'm typing something like, for example, class data. This is a new variable I'm making the attribute I'm making actually. So here I'm adding something, for example, some data from the class component and saving it, and now I'm now able to receive this class data. But because it is not the app, it is not the functional component, so we directly need to go wherever we want to use it. For example, here I'm making the P and here I'm writing this is the data we are getting from the props in class component. Okay, and here now, because we even didn't call the props inside, but absolutely we are using it, we just need to call this keyword point and then the props and then the point and then that some data which was actually the class data here. So need to type the class data. Okay, now we can see the browser for this thing. Now I'm going here and I'm running the npm start. Oh, first of all we need to go in the cdn. Okay, and cd and the master react. We need to go to the master react folder first, and then now here we can run the npm start. Now the line break and it's processing. Okay, you can see that the script is getting run. Save it. Now all I need is to wait for the server to run. It's all built now. Now we can see the browser and it is here. You can see that this is the data we are getting from the props in the class component. Oh, actually this is what we just written. So I need to go back and see what I've missed. And yes, I missed the A at the very end, the A. Now save it again. And if we look back here, this is the data we are getting from the props in the class component. Some data from the class component. This is actually the data we are receiving, some data from the class component. So that means now we are able to use the props in the class component too. I'm gonna add some more props. I'm gonna make it dynamic too. So I need to go to the app.js and the class com. Okay, I understand. I'm gonna actually go here and I'm gonna make another attribute. We even can make multiple attributes in the functional components and the class components too. So there I'm making another component, and that component is something like new component. This is not necessarily we need to write the same what I'm writing. This is just a way I'm doing things. You can choose your own way. Some new component data. Now I'm saving it, and now I'm gonna go to the class component, and now here I can go to the next line and I can write it like that, and some new data here, and again the curly braces, and inside the curly braces this dot props dot new component, and saving it. Now need to go to the browser back, need to refresh the page. Actually, when we were working with the React, we did not even need to refresh the page, because once we reload the server by saving the things, it refreshes itself. Okay, you can see that some new component data, which is actually the new part. So that sounds we are actually now understanding how the props works. We're going to talk more and more, but in the next video. Until then, stay tuned.